Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a low-key episode. If you haven't noticed, uploads have kind of been irregular. Partially because, what was I doing mostly last week? I was kind of just enjoying my first bit of time off. And now I've got work and stuff like that, and I've got to learn to drive the whole... What is this here? I've got a notification about basketball. I don't need that. I gotta learn to drive and shit like that, because I'm at that point in my life now. Like I said, everybody's getting to see me grow up. It's good times. But yeah, also low-key, because, I don't know, I've kind of got some allergies going right now. I could go take an allergy pill, but fuck it, I just want to record this. For you guys, because then at least it's done and in the bag. We're in Hammerstein Ballroom. It's the Fallout show from Guilty as Charged. Our last Hardcore TV, our last show of January 1999. Without further ado, I just want to get into it. We're going to open up with Sexton Hardcastle and Christian Cage, and they introduce... Why is Dawn Marie on screen? She should have been off screen. Doesn't matter. They introduce Angelita, who is Lita, Amy Dumas, whatever. And they talk about how she helped them win last night. They teased her. Storm Candido should have been smart enough to know that when, the Suicide Blondes say that something's going to happen, it's going to damn well happen. And she's going to be running with them for a bit. I feel like that's a good enough explanation, reveals who she is. There's probably definitely a bit of three-way going on, if you know what I mean. How could you not know what I mean? I literally said it. But yeah. God damn, what is wrong with me right now? Yeah, they just kind of mentioned how they picked a victory last night against Storm and Candido and Marie, and that was mostly thanks to their angel, if you will. Oh. Angelita, is she the Suicide Angel? That's a cool fucking name, the Suicide Angel. Well, that's her nickname from now on. So yeah, Angelita, the Suicide Angel. She's with the Suicide Blondes. There you go. We're going to open up with a match. Just trying to get a little bit of stuff in there for Tracy Smothers. As he beats Spike Dudley with a Southern kick. Tracy Smothers... challenged Taz on the last episode, actually on our pay-per-view, Guilty as Charged, and Taz said why not, because Taz is always looking for competition. Taz, mentioned possibly retiring with the title. Of course, we here at ECW do not want that to happen, because that'd be bad for the title and for us, because we would lose Taz. But yeah, Smothers and Dudley not clicking, I'm not worried about that at all. Smothers is a competent hand, and it's good to get him a couple wins here, as he builds up to face Taz, to make him a bit more, what do I say, more of a legitimate threat, you know what I mean? He starts to get some momentum rolling here, and who knows, guys, I could always pull a fucking fast one and throw the belt on Smothers. It would conclude the on-again, off-again push of the full-blooded Italians. Moving forward. We get, yes, it's a segment with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's in the ring, and he's hyping himself up. He's talking about how he, the Olympic gold medalist, the only Olympic gold medalist in ECW, the only Olympic gold medalist that matters in pro wrestling history, he last night defeated former ECW champion Jerry Lynn, and Angle talks about how that has to put him in line for an ECW championship shot. Oh, it's true. It's damn fucking true. And Lynn comes out and he says, Kurt, I got thinking about it the night after our match. And then the next night. And then the night after. And it's been a week. I've been up every single night thinking about how if I had one more shot, Kurt, if I had one more opportunity to face you one-on-one, maybe things might go different. I have this feeling deep down that if you granted me one more shot at taking you on, I could beat you this time. And we could go on and we could have a third match. You talk about how you want to have the best matches here. Well, I pitched you a best of 3 series now, stemming from this one. What do you say, Kurt? And Kurt looks at Lynn, and he says, Jerry, no. Jerry, I beat you. Shut the hell up and go to the back. You lost. You're a loser. You see, where I come from, which is, I will just say, real wrestling. Get some heat. Oh, boo. He says, you don't get another shot if you lose. If you lose, you lose. If you lose your gold medal match, you walk away with silver, Jerry. And sadly for you, silver is absolutely nothing. But I continue to be the gold standard wherever I go, whether it be ECW or in the amateur wrestling world, Olympic or not. I won, you lost. I have nothing to prove. So get out of here. You're kind of ruining the moment here. Jerry's like, aw, dick, and then walks away. And Angle says, now that we've gotten rid of the undesirable here, if you will, I can continue to address you fine people. Anyways, I am ready, I believe, to face Rob Van Dam for the ECW World Championship. Matter of fact, I demand to face Rob Van Dam for the ECW World Championship. I'm a fucking Olympic gold medalist. I've beaten your former champion. What left do I have to prove? Paul Heyman, I'll be awaiting the contract. It better be here next week. So there you go. Kurt Angle demanding he faces Rob Van Dam. Let's move forward. We get another match. Yeah, it's a 44D as the Gangstanators pick up a victory over Doug Fornas and Phil Lafont. And about 3:46, when New Jack defeated Phil Lafont by pinfall, New Jack had a really, really good match, actually. Performance basically a 50, so I like that. Good stuff, New Jack. Just a tag match. Bit of filler stuff, I know, but we're coming off of a pay-per-view. I've kind of got to assess where we are, and then I can start to build to some other things. But I feel like that's a decent enough match and gets the Gangstanators a little bit of much-needed momentum. We move forward again, and it's Bubba and Devon are in the ring, and they're kind of reflecting on the fact that they did indeed lose to the Hardy Brothers again in their championship rematch. And Bubba and Devon, they're kind of lost for words. Bubba says, Devon, what do we do now? Devon says, well, Bubba, we could put our heads down and cry about it, sob about it, get sad about it. Or we could do what two real hardcore sons of bitches would do. And that's go through every single person in this tag team roster in order to get back, become number one contenders once again, and become, I believe it's six-time ECW tag team champions of the world. Oh, brother, testify. Bubba says, Devon, I like that idea. I like it a lot, so where do we start? And just then, the remix of it's Staying Alive, right? It's a Staying Alive remix by Entrance, I believe. Hits. It's a Little Guido, Tony, Mama Luke, and Tommy Rich of the Full-Blooded Italians. They come out there, and Guido says, Bubba, Devon, you remember me? Yeah, I'm the guy who kicked your ass for a couple of weeks, and then you guys got off 2 lucky wins, I'll give you that, and then you sent my career into a downward spiral. You remember, folks, this time last year, I was tag team champion. The Full-Blooded Italians, we were tag team champions. And now, 1 year removed, I've been through the lows. But now I'm looking to new highs thanks to this man with me, Mr. Tony Mamaluke. Tony here is the X Factor. He is the difference between 2 lucky wins from you guys and complete domination from the Full-Blooded Italians. Bubba and Devon say, that's some big words coming from a very small loser, to put, to not mince words. And Guido's like, oh, laugh now, go ahead. I understand. But just know that when we do cross paths, and I expect it to be very, very soon regarding how things work around here. It seems like the second somebody confronts somebody else, Paul Heyman senses what's going on, capitalizes, put them in a match. I call that good business. But here's the deal. What won't be good business for you boys is stepping in the ring with me and Tony. Because the two of us are going to run you two out of New York. We're going to run you two out of any city we feel like. Because the full-blooded Italians, 1999 is the year of the Italian. We are going to paint the streets red, white, and green. And if you two are the first stepping stone, if you're the first brick we have to paint in the long road, then we're gonna do that. Capiche? A little capiche, if you will. Capiche. And with that, the FBI, they leave. I like that segment. Gets a decent enough point across. The FBI are gunning for the Dudley boys. Moving forward, I believe we have one more segment for our main event. We do, yes. And it's Mike Awesome making his way to the ring, and I have to report to you guys, after his loss at Guilty as Charged, Steve Corino has asked for a rematch here tonight against Mike Awesome. Is Steve Corino going to fare any better than he did at Guilty as Charged? Because, he got beaten about, I want to say 4 minutes maybe. Let's see if he does any better. It's a 62C, and he does. It's about a 16-minute-long match. It's very competitive. But in the end, Mike Awesome does indeed win. There's a definite feeling coming out of this match that since Corino had some time to prepare for who his opponent was, he definitely has more of an edge in this match. He's no match for the sheer power and awesomeness, if you will, of Mike Awesome. But he's able to game plan more. You can see him start to try to work Mike Awesome down, try to maybe work on those knees to stop the high flying and the power game. But in the end, it's just kind of not enough, which I think is the sign of a true inequality, I guess, in terms of a ring performance. When you plan as well as you can and you still don't come out on top, I don't think that there's anything else you can say. Mike Awesome's just the better guy. I feel like that's a decent enough main event, but we have still one more segment. It's a 75B-, and oh my god, the Sandman's back. RVD's in the ring, and he's got his belt, and he says, "That's right, I told you all would happen. Rob Van Dam, the whole fucking show, Mr. Saturday Night, is still ECW World Champion." And then, basically this, I don't want to say immediately. Let's say he goes on a little bit with more. He goes through his catchphrases and stuff like that, and talks about how, he's still champ. He's bested the franchise. And just then, enter Sandman hits. Holy shit, it's the Sandman, and he's back. He just points at RVD. Just with the cane on the stage, points at RVD. And I think that's enough of a message. That's your show, ladies and gents. It overall gets a 64C. We're up in 7. That's good enough to end out the month. We do have to do our regular end-of-month wrap-up stuff, so don't leave me quite yet. The video is not over. I promise you, the little bar at the bottom is not lying. I will have to get a water. I'm supposed to record with 370 later, some more 2001, so expect that on the way here at some point. We just haven't been able to get each other in the same spot, but I have to get some water because my throat's drying up. What do we need here? Fuck off, Doug Fornus. RVD likes what he sees from Steve Corino. Gabe thinks Little Guido's a good worker. Sandman thinks New Jack can't sell. That's accurate. All 3 of those, pretty much. Everything looks all right now. I'm going to sim one more day ahead to see our profit. We should make a pretty nice profit this month, if I am not mistaken. So yeah, let's just move ahead that one more day. There's Jimmy Del Rey of the Heavenly Bodies. He joined as Jimmy Graffiti? The fuck? That sounds like... I assume it was a tag team thing, right? With Pritchard as well? Maybe not, though, actually, now that I think about it. When did Pritchard join the... I don't know. I don't know when Pritchard joined the Fed. I can't think. I can't think of it right now. I'm just stalling for time. We should be in any second now, though, because you can see the date up there. It's switched to Monday, week 1 of February 1999. There we are. So Onita's retiring. That's a little sad to see, but he goes out a legend, more or less. What is this? Brian Christopher, star of the show. There's Heat, if you want to see Heat. Japan Pro Wrestling. Super Crazy for Success. New promotion. It's the HWF. Oh, by Joel Gertner, the Headline Wrestling Federation. It's in British Columbia, Canada. What do you know? We are first in the Great Lakes, first out of 3 in the Southeast. Vampiro is now muscular. That's interesting. Let's see what that does for his stats. Because why not? You know what I mean? That's always a fun thing I like to check out, what it does for their stats. His aerial has stayed the same, more or less, which is interesting. His basics have stayed the same. Safety has stayed the same. Consistency stayed the same. Selling stayed the same. Typically, when they become muscular and stuff like that, some of these stats will change, but I'm not seeing any of them right now. We might be able to see them, though, in, like, star quality. Yeah, you see that 88 all of a sudden. Sex appeal is now a 76. Menace is a 77. So, you know, big-ass, scary boy that Vampiro is. Kurt Angle's got a contract offer from a German company. He's rejected it. That's fine. Sean Waltman's doing whatever. And Joel Gertner is leaving. So he has taken control of this new company. And I need a new color commentator. So that's interesting enough. Who can I throw on color comms? I don't have anybody I can necessarily just throw on color comms. So I will genuinely have to go and see what's out there on the market. That's always fun. We're going to check that out in a minute. I got to see how much money we made. We made another $33,000. That's so nice to see. Look at those ticket sales. Look at how up they are. That's a really nice number to see. That's a really fun number. Makes you feel good, you know what I mean? When all of a sudden the money is starting to roll in finally after that year. Basically ever since September, it's been all ups, but since December, really, we've been hitting our stride, kind of. Even then, our worker costs were way up, but we're still making that dough. We're still reining in that cash, if you will. Right, I wanted to see our new workers. Hooray. Oh my god, I just saw that. He's really here. He's really here. He's really here. Oh my god, folks. I think you see it, because I see it, and that's making me very happy. He's here. Okay. Alright, shortlist the shit out of AJ immediately. I'm bringing AJ in basically as soon as possible, but I'm not going to rush it, okay? That's how I feel with a lot of things. I'm not rushing anything, but when the time comes for me to start signing people, he's going to be on that list. Lufisto, I don't totally care to get Lufisto just because we don't have a women's division. That is something that I've played around with in my head, having a women's division, but I just don't totally like what we have right now in terms of women's wrestlers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, well, that's an oddly disappointing class, but that's okay. Let's go check out our color commentator possibilities, right? Because this could be quite good. Okay, we're looking for a color commentator to hire, basically. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. There, that's what I'm looking for. Bill Dundee, Brick Row, Brian Maxine, Crusher Mason, Dave Prazak, which should be nice to have. Don Morocco, Hugo Sanovich, John House, this guy. Oh, he's a generated guy. He doesn't work in America. Okay, how do I make sure I get guys who work in America? Works in can work in USA. There we are. Okay. We could get Mark Madden. I don't really want to get Mark Madden because I feel like he'd fucking suck. Stan Lane would be nice. Steven Prazak. I might just leave Joey alone for a bit. Just because, I mean, Joey was alone in the real world for a lot of his broadcasting runs. So I don't think that's that terrible. How long until Joel's gone? I do want to see. He is gone in 7 days. He'll do his last show this week. So I appreciate Joel being here for all this, being here for the growth, I guess, of the company. And overall, I think that's pretty solid stuff. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm constantly enjoying doing this. It's always fun to kind of see who's debuting next, and for me to continue to build kind of where I want to place things in my head. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.